All right, moving along. At some point, you're going to start talking about the actual scenes inside the game. This is where I start to get kind of pretty technical. Yeah, kind of pretty technical with my game design document. Early on, when I'm writing the game design document under gameplay and stuff, I might have been using things that are a little bit more ambiguous. I might have been trying to describe the game a little bit. But once I start getting down to the scenes section, oh, where'd it go? Oops. All right, we'll move that down. Bear with me. Bam, there we go. Now scenes is at the bottom. I'm going to go back and I'm going to think about every scene that goes into my game. So you're probably definitely going to have a loading scene. If your game uses a database of something, you're going to have an update scene, which may or may not be the same as your loading scene. But you need to describe every section of the game that a player is going to run into. And this is where you have to really close your eyes and imagine every single thing that's on that screen, where it is, how it appears. Does it come from, does it come from left to right? Does it come right to left? Does it appear in front of you and get larger? This is where you start to get really descriptive about things. Early on, before I got to the scene section, my gameplay might have just been talking about the world, talking about the controls, talking about, general types of things. When I get down the scenes, I need to describe everything. I need to talk about the way characters move. I need to talk about the way, what information is available to the player. Does it have a heads-up display? The fact that it has a heads-up display probably appeared in our first gameplay section. But when I get down the scenes, I need to provide a layout for it. I need to talk about exactly where that information is and start even deciding on the sizes. I don't have to decide on the actual size until I get to the technical design document, but I'm going to want to start narrowing it down. I'm going to want to have a really good idea of what it's probably going to be at. This is how I like to do it. This way, early on, both as a process and for reading, people get a kind of a bird's eye, not a bird's eye, yeah, kind of your bird's eye, your big picture, that's the word I'm looking for, your big picture view of what the game is going to be like. And as they come down to the scene section, that's when it starts to get into the real nitty-gritty. All right. And last, whether you're working on your pitch document or your game design document, you're going to want to have your team section, or what I like to put is the credits section. All right. Everyone that's going to be mentioned in the game, everyone that's part of the team, and you can start putting in their contact information as well, so that everyone who's working on it will be able to contact each other. DERF, right? So this is how to make a very detailed, very structured game design document. I haven't gone into really the details of how to, think up a game or create a game, but you can apply this to every game that you're working on. Use it to keep your team in the loop, let them comment on things, and most importantly, you now have a nice game design document with a great table of contents that lets people jump right to where they need to be. And it doesn't require you to go back and forth and do a lot of editing, as long as you do it the right way from the beginning, using that Control-Alt. Let's see if it shows up here. Ah, yes. Using Control-Alt-1, Control-Alt-2, Control-Alt-3, and Control-Alt-0 to reformat your text. I hope you guys have found this useful. Check out my site, budlizer.com.